What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here, and I'm at the Omaha Regionals here with 4th place. What's your name and what'd you play, my friend?
So I'm Travis Tangeman, and I played branded Chimera.
Nice. And let's go ahead and get into shoutouts because I know you got some before we get in there.
So shoutouts to my sponsor, PPG, George Machado. Make sure you guys go check out the website for all your singles and sealed product need, all that stuff. All my friends on Discord that were cheering me on, my mom, all of my locals that I play with on a week-to-week basis. Omaha really crushed this regional. We had 4 players in top 8, and it was so sick. And then shout out to my boy Pringles Man on Discord. He's coming back with the Fire King stuff, and he's gonna cook people.
He's gonna cook them to death, huh?
Absolutely.
That's soon. That's like December soon.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. That's gonna be crazy.
I think that's it for shout outs.
Okay,
so
for sure.
We want to get right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into the profile, man. Let's see.
Let's start with the Chimera package. So 3, 2, 3 Gazelle and 3 of each of the others. So I thought about making this a 3 of because there were a lot of situations in the grind game where I wanted a 3rd one to summon off of one of these. But otherwise, it's just like standard stuff. You know, you either use Branded Fusion to make Rinbrum using your Albaz and Gazelle, which searches your Mirror Sword and then grabs the Big Blinged, and it always ends with you ripping a card out of their hand and having a monster negate for a monster they control, and then targeting, negate, and destroy. And then this card's just crazy. This card's actually broken.
Keep some back to your hand. It's so crazy, man.
This is actually like, they were like, yeah, let's print polymerization, but like
a quick play
on steroids, and it's a quick play.
Yeah,
that card's crazy. These cards are just insane in the grind game. Like, for those that don't know, you can normal summon this, maintain turn player priority, and then just sack it.
Yeah, use it right away.
Yeah, to dodge like Imperm and Valor and stuff, which is very good. And then the next package, which is a little bit of a smaller engine, just the Patchwork stuff. You know, just very typical, like, advantage engine. The poly is relevant for the 2 Guardian Chimeras that we have in our extra deck. This just gets you, like, infinite advantage because you can also shuffle this back using Magnum. So you put your poly back on the bottom of your deck, and then your second Patchwork is immediately live if you just, like, hard open one of these. It's actually crazy. I love this engine.
Actually, is there like an illusion monster that's new? That's like Tower or something like that? Is there something like that you ever considered playing that?
So, I think the one you're talking about is like this one, and it's not a Towers. It's
no, Tau. It's like called Tau or something. It's like an illusion monster, like a common.
Oh yeah. The level 3.
Yeah, the common.
I've seen some people playing it, but honestly, there were a lot of things that I would have liked to have tested with this deck, but I just picked up the deck last week and just crunch time, just kind of decided that this is the list I wanted to play. Didn't want to experiment with like too many things.
Gotcha.
You know, clog the deck because this deck's like hyper consistent.
Yeah, it does the same thing every time.
Infinite 1-card starters and just like so many extenders, and you can play so much non-engine too, which is the other thing I love about this deck because you really need non-engine in this format. It's so important.
Yeah.
And then on to the branded package of the deck. So I'm playing 1 of each of the monsters, 3 fusion and 2 opening. So the only way this deck really loses is if you open too many normal summons, and so you don't want to open either of these. That's why I'm only playing 1. And then the 2 opening because I never missed the 3rd one. Like, I saw this enough that I didn't need to play the 3rd copy, and like I only ever really needed this to search the branded fusion so I could find my Chimera package stuff, and like we're basically playing six of these anyways.
Our boy Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, there is one more shout out, actually. I have to shout out Philip Burton and Ethan Schwarten for letting me borrow cards to make this deck complete. Phil especially basically just gave me the entire deck.
Just hand it over. He's like, here you go, bud.
Yeah, because I had been telling him that I wanted to play this deck for a while, and I'm one of his locals, so he was like, yeah, sure, I've got the stuff. I might as well.
Nice. Got the homie hookups. I like it. I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ethan's the real plug.
And then on to the non-engine stuff. So 3 Fenrir, 3 Ash. These cards are crazy. I mean, Ash just can stop a lot of weaker hands, especially. And then a lot of decks in this format have decent choke points that you can hit with this. And then this card pressures boards like no other. Against Unchained, they have to out this. Otherwise, it can just like solo their board. And like there are a bunch of other decks that you can like do that too as well. Onto the thrust package. So I played 3 talents, 2 thrust, an evenly, and a herald. So this deck has a terrible Pearly matchup. So I wanted to have essentially 3 copies of herald that I could find at like almost any given point. If they hand trap me or if they choose to use Noir effect, all that kind of stuff. And then also the talents for the same reason. And just because talents also is just crazy. The amount of times where I have gone into my combo and I make Chimera make them discard a card, and at some point they like ash me or literally like anything that wasn't imperm, and I looked at their hand, took the best card in their hand, and then Chimera ripped another one from their hand, and they were just playing on 3 cards.
Yeah.
You just scoop them up against this deck at that point, because like I've got 2 negates in grave, and I probably have like another interruption in Guardian Chimera with the Chimera fusion on their turn.
Yeah, it's
and
unwinnable.
then this card also came up quite a bunch. Even when I wasn't setting it off of this, I actually drew this a bunch. So like for example, I think it was round 5 against Jesse. I opened evenly double branded fusion Fenrir and called by.
Jesus.
And he had full Unchained combo plus 2 hand traps in hand, and he couldn't play through it.
Yeah.
It was actually insane. But yeah, these cards are great. If I were to change anything about the non-engine before I get to the next card, because it's kind of its own package, I would add 3 Phantasmes to this deck, because Phantasme is just crazy, and like going up to 48 from the 45 I'm playing now, you'll see cards due to Phantasme like a lot, and this deck loves its non-engine, so.
And it helps your Rescue Ace matchup.
Correct.
Going into
and
that
was
real nice.
That was my like second I really don't want to play against this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So so 3 Super Poly. Super Poly is broken.
It's supposed to be 4.
Literally, just you can't respond to it. You don't get to do anything. I get to do whatever I want. And then there are lines that come up where I can like against certain decks, I can like normal summon Albaz, and then like if they have a negate for the Albaz, I just chain the Super Poly and cook them anyways. But yeah, so we can get to the targets once I get to the extra deck. 1 called by, and then 1 End of Anubis.
The God card.
I summoned this once all day because in a lot of matchups, unless this card is just hard shutting them down, you don't usually make it, just because it also stops you from doing a lot of stuff. So like it stops you from
using the engrave.
Yeah,
effects.
using all of your Chimera stuff basically like engrave. So all your negates, your reses off of your extra deck monsters, and all that stuff. And then called by is called by. Just dumpsters a lot of things. Good card going first. I sided it out a lot going second because there weren't many decks that I felt like, oh yeah, I need to have this called by for my turn going
trying
second.
To break their board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the extra deck. So the Chimera stuff, I was on 1 Illusion Beast for the OTK potential because this guy is crazy.
Freaking huge,
yeah,
man.
So he's also your out to like Dragoon and stuff, because you just go battle swing, you negate the Dragoon with his effect, set it to 0, and then if they try to negate, you can just chain your Mirror Sword Knight to negate their Dragoon effect, and it's just crazy. This is the Foolish for a Fiend, Beast, or Illusion. So basically, you use this to send End of Anubis, and it's also treated. That's the other thing, is these are all treated as Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, or whatever. And yeah, this is a res from Banish as well, so that does come up in the grind games. This guy. This guy is the Hand Rip, and also he reses from grave a Beast, Fiend, or Illusion. Yeah, just crazy cards, crazy package. I loved all of them. last card in the package technically is Guardian Chimera, the truest of the chimeras. This guy is insane. You usually, if you're going second, you use one of these to break a board, and then you use the other to clean up the board on your opponent's turn. So, yeah, this card's just crazy. Non-targeting pops are pretty good, especially when they also draw you cards.
Yeah.
Magnum. Magnum is used in the line where we go put back our poly and then get the edge imp stuff active again. It's a free draw. It's also an interrupt because whenever they activate an effect or a card, I can banish to pop something on the field. And yeah, it's fine. I didn't make it that much. I think I made it one time, but like it was good when I made it. Super poly targets, Stapelia, Garura, Muddragon. Yeah, I mean, these are just like the best super poly targets for the deck. I saw some people playing Gearfried and stuff. I don't know. I don't think you need that card, to be honest. This deck's already kind of tight on extra deck space with all the packages it plays, so. And then the branded package. So Rinbrum, very basic stuff. You just use Gazelle plus Albaz to make this, and then you have an interrupt here, and you get a search. For your Chimera package stuff, this is like the funniest interaction. So like when you go deep into the game and you summon this and then you shuffle back your like this from grave, because this is also the name while it's in grave. So you shuffle back this plus like 5 illusion monsters, and you're like,
dead.
Hey, 15k, please hold this. And that came up like twice. Other than that, though, you just use it to make Mirror Jade or Dragoon, which Dragoon was also really good. It only actually came up once, but it did win me the game when it did come up. And then Albion for extra follow-up. And yeah, you know, Mirror Jade. On to the side deck. Let's go. So it was 1 Dark Ruler, 1 Harpies, 1 Evenly, 2 Lightning Storm. These are all thrust targets, and also these are just good against back row decks like these. And so is the Evenly to an extent. But I didn't bring this in a lot against Rescue Ace because there are a bunch of Rescue Ace builds that can end on Barone during their combo.
Every time.
Yeah, if you don't go through, like, don't interrupt them at all. And then the Dark Ruler was really good against like Manatium and stuff, which if you want to cook Manatium, let's say your locals has a lot of Manatium players, you play this deck. This deck's so insane in that deck. I played against 3 Manatium players, and I think I cooked all of them 2-0.
Nice.
Yeah. Droll and Lockbird, another thing that just makes your Manatium matchup infinitely easier than it already was. So like I bring in these cards against that deck, and they just don't get a play because I'll see some number of these probably. And yeah, these are crazy. I know some people have been playing like shufflers instead of these. I think that's a little troll, to be honest.
The body's better.
Yeah, this Magnemut's just, this card's insane. Like, this card single-handedly can out the Unchained board. It's just crazy cards. And then 3 Kaijus. So this was for Pearly again, and then I didn't play against a single Pearly all day.
That's good. That deck's obnoxious.
Yeah, that deck is super obnoxious, so I am glad I didn't play against it, but we were prepared just in case, because that's one of this deck's worst matchups. And then Masquerade for Time.
The Taxpayer Dragon.
Yep, Mr. Tax.
Yeah, the Taxer. Well, congrats, man. Congrats on getting top 4.
And this was actually my first top.
This is actually your first?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 2 first. Oh, let's go, baby. I love it. I love it.
I bubbled at the last 2 regionals that I went to, just like super close, like 17th and then like 19th.
And this time you got top 4. You got all the way to get to the deck box, too. You got top 4.
It's been a long time coming, and I plan on doing a lot more in the future because I play a lot of games. So, like, I'm the number 3 player in the world for the MHA card game, and just I'm trying to branch out. So.
For sure. Well, congratulations, man, on getting your first top, and thanks for deck profile, brother.
Thank you, man.